Hi everyone, hope your summer's getting off to a good start. And speaking of summer, I know that many of you have vacations planned. They're coming up sometime between now and the next few months. And that makes me think about my favorite family trip when I was a kid. We often spent our vacations at my aunt and uncle's in Littleton, Colorado. But this particular year, after we spent a few days with them, we drove on into the mountains for a different kind of experience. My parents had rented a cabin near Glenwood Springs in the western part of the Rocky Mountains, and we spent a wonderful week there. There were mountains all around us, which meant that sunrises were a little bit delayed and sunsets were a little earlier because of the massive rocky peaks that were all around us. Evenings were chilly and the days were warm as we explored the area around the cabin and the cold mountain stream nearby. Probably my favorite part of the whole thing, though, was that our cabin was a launching point for day trips as we took off to explore the sites around us. We went to the Maroon Bells, the Black Canyon of the Gunnison, and the Grand Mesa, and so much more. And since we prepared our own food at the cabin all the time, we took picnic lunches with us all the time on our excursions and ate by rushing mountain streams or roadside parks with the mountains towering over us. I've always loved going up into the mountains of Colorado, but this vacation was extra special since we got to see many new places in the western part of the state that we'd never been to. Having a campfire at night and roasting hot dogs over the fire in the cool mountain air and seeing the magnificence of God's beautiful creation so up close and personal was amazing. Recalling the beauty and glorious evidence of God's masterful creation while we were there brings to mind this verse from How Great Thou Art, which is one of my favorite hymns. When through the forest, woods and forest glades I wander and hear the birds sing sweetly in the trees. When I look down from lofty mountain grandeur and see the brook and feel the gentle breeze, then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee, how great thou art, how great thou art. It's like the author of these mighty words was seeing all these wonderful sights that we saw and experienced on that vacation and put them to music. When we have the opportunity to witness the power, variety, and magnificence of God's creation in all its variation, we're reminded again and again of how great is the God that we serve. Our response as we witness this splendor can only be humble love and adoration for God's wondrous gift of this beauty for us to enjoy. And now on a side note, I'd like to share with you that if you remember my message a few weeks ago was about hope and my hopes for the survival of a special azalea bush that I had planted and how it survived this past winter's cold. Sometime after writing that message, I reluctantly gave up on the azalea for dead. I figured it wasn't coming back, it was just sticks. So I purchased a replacement and was planting it near the original one. Well, imagine my great surprise and delight when I noticed there were tiny green shoots coming up from the bottom of that plant, which just looked like a bunch of sticks. And it actually today looks very healthy and it's totally on the road to recovery. My takeaway from this gardening lesson and my message about hope: never stop hoping. Even when it seems all is lost, don't stop. God will find a way in His time and the way in which He sees fit. Glory be to God our Father, and God's blessings to you. Bye.